Hey, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I'm Jabin Postal, and today at the grill, we're making an incredible reverse seared Bison Tomahawk steak that is absolutely to die for. It is so good. So just like always, I'm gonna put all the show notes as well as the full recipe in the description box below. So make sure to click down there to see everything that you need for this cook. Also, if you like what we're doing on this channel, consider subscribing for more great barbecue recipes, tutorials, and reviews. And other than that, let's get into the cook. As I said, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I appreciate you being here. Today at the grill, we're gonna be cooking up this delicious Bison Tomahawk steak, and I'm really excited about this cook because I've never had a Bison Tomahawk steak, and I really enjoy bison. It's a great meat. It's a little bit leaner than beef, and it has incredible flavor in it as well. And this was actually sent to me by the guys over at Ranch Box, and this is a farm-to-table type of service where they're providing high-quality ingredients from their farm and shipping it directly to your door frozen, and it only arrives in a few days. I'll leave a link to their website in the description box below for you. And so that's how I got this Bison Tomahawk steak for today's cook, and it looks incredible. And so the only thing I've done to this today is I've dry brined it for about 3 hours to allow the salt to penetrate into the core of the meat. Ideally, if you have overnight, that is the better option. But if time is a factor, a couple hours is fine enough. You could also add some barbecue rubs like our Mad Cow, which will go really great on this, or just keep it simple and allow the flavor of that bison to really shine through. And so since I've already seasoned this the way that I want it for today's cook, the only thing left to do is to add our meat thermometer. And today I'm going to be using my Meter Plus, and I'm going to place this into the thickest part of this Bison Tomahawk steak, which is about right here. So I'm going to place that right like that. And so one of the things I like about using the Meter Plus is I can monitor the internal temperature of this Bison Tomahawk steak as well as the ambient temperature all at the same time. And so with our Bison Tomahawk steak all prepared and ready to go, let me show you how I set up the slow and sear kettle to do a reverse sear on this steak. So to set up our grill today, I placed in about 20 briquettes into the corner of the slow and sear with the water reservoir removed, and then I grabbed my sous vide gun by Grill Blazer just to blast those coals until they're fully lit. Once those coals were fully lit, I then added in about 3/4 of a chimney basket of unlit briquettes, and then I closed the lid and allowed that temperature to stabilize around 225 degrees. And so with our grill all set up for cooking indirect at 225 degrees, let's go ahead and get this Bison Tomahawk steak onto the grill opposite the coals. I'm gonna close up that lid, and we're gonna begin cooking this until it reaches an internal temperature of around 115 degrees. And this is important to not overshoot your temperatures because, like I said, bison is a little bit more of a lean cut of protein, and so we don't wanna overcook it beyond a medium. And we're gonna come back partway through and just give it a flip to promote some even cooking. So our 2-inch Bison Tomahawk steak has been cooking for just over 30 minutes, and our internal temperature has just come up to about 88 degrees. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open up the kettle and I'm gonna flip this Bison Tomahawk just to promote some even cooking, as well as just to see how it's cooking. So let's go ahead and open up the grill. Just look at this. It's got some nice color forming from that hickory. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna flip this over just like that. And then I'm gonna close up this grill, and we're gonna continue cooking it at 225 degrees until it reaches our target temperature of 115 degrees. And then at that point, I'm gonna pull off the grill and get ready for our reverse sear. We've been cooking this Bison Tomahawk steak for about an hour now, and our Meter app has just notified me that the internal temperature has reached 115 degrees. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open up the kettle and remove that Bison Tomahawk to get ready for our final sear. Now just look at that color. You got a lot of that fat that's rendering in this process. And so I'm gonna first of all grab some paper towel. I'm gonna place that down on my cutting board, and then I'm gonna grab that tomahawk and pull it off right onto our paper towel. And what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be drying off the surface moisture of this tomahawk before it goes onto the grill, just to help with the searing process. But the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take out our grill grate and we're gonna let it cool a little bit. Just place that on the back. And then I'm gonna mix together my briquettes as well as open up all my vents to allow those coals to get roaring hot. And so while those are getting hot, let's go ahead and prepare our Bison Tomahawk for our final sear. And like I said, we're gonna grab some paper towel and we're gonna dry off the outer surface of this tomahawk. And the reason that we're doing this is so that we're not using as much energy from those coals to get that perfect sear that we're looking for. And so with it dried off, we're gonna add on a little bit of olive oil. Then I'm gonna grab some of my Mad Cow beef rub. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this on to both sides. All right, that looks pretty good. And so this Mad Cow is gonna add a little bit of extra flavor and a little bit of extra spice to this Bison Tomahawk. And it's gonna have some really nice flavor with every single bite. And so with this all prepared, we're just gonna wait a few more minutes for those coals to get roaring hot. Then we'll come back to do our final sear. So after only a few more minutes, our coals are roaring hot and it's time to do a reverse sear on this Bison Tomahawk steak. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place in our grill grate, which is now cooled down, and we're gonna place the tomahawk over the direct coals and sear this for 1 minute on each side twice, each time spinning the grate to a cooler spot of that grill grate. And so let's go ahead and start the sear. So after 4 minutes of searing, I'm gonna pull off our bison steak. I'm gonna let it rest for just a couple minutes, then we're gonna slice into it and go for the taste test. So after just over 1 hour, this Bison Tomahawk is all done. It has an incredible sear on it and it smells absolutely incredible. I did also caramelize some onions and some mushrooms and toss those in a little bit of balsamic vinegar just to add a little bit of extra flavor for this Bison Tomahawk steak. And so with everything all done, let's go ahead and slice in and see how we did. All right, I'm gonna use my fingers and go in and take a look at this one. Just look at this. This is a perfect medium rare. This is exactly the target temperature that we're looking for. All right, let's go for the taste test and see how it is. Oh my goodness. That is so good. Oh my goodness, that is. You know, I've had a lot of steak in my life and there are some that are better than others. And let me tell you, this Bison Tomahawk is out of this world. The flavor is so good. There's some similarities between beef and bison for sure. But this is a little bit more lean, but it has so much flavor. The fat that's on the edge that we left on provides a ton of extra flavor as well. You know, just look at how perfectly this is cooked. It's wall-to-wall medium rare, and this is exactly where you want to take your Bison Tomahawk steaks or bison steaks in general. There's so much flavor. It's seasoned perfectly because we did that dry brine, and it's incredibly tender and juicy. I'm telling you, this is an incredible steak. I need to keep going and have some more. Let's get some of these mushrooms this time. Man, it's incredible. So that's how you make that incredibly delicious reverse seared Bison Tomahawk steak. I know you're gonna love it, so make sure to give it a try. Hey, if you wanna see more barbecue videos just like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Also, special thank you to all my patrons out there who help support this channel every single week. Until next time, keep that fire lit and get cooking.